Hello and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be creating this mobile app loading screen in Figma. All right, let's get started. We're going to start with a frame. So I'm just going to click on F so I can insert a blank frame. I'm going to use one of the presets. We're going to use iPhone 16 and 17 Pro Max. So I'm just going to select under the phone section. I'm going to select iPhone 16 and 17 Pro Max, and then I'm going to insert. Next, we're going to change the fill of this frame to black. I'm going to come closer. Next up, we're going to need a circle or an ellipse. So I'm just going to click on O to insert one. I'm going to change the dimensions of this circle to 210 by 210. So 210 by 210. And I'm going to align this circle to the horizontal and vertical center. So we're going to have it in the center of our frame. I'm going to duplicate it. Control D to duplicate. So we have ellipse 1 on the bottom, ellipse 2 on top. Let's change the color of ellipse 1. That's the one at the bottom. I'm going to grab my color. So these are the 5 colors we're going to use for our animation. So this is the color for the first circle. I'm going to copy it and let me select ellipse 1, go to fill, and I'm just going to paste it. I hope I wasn't too quick with that. Okay, so now you can just see the color. You can pause the video to see it, or you could just quickly copy it. I'm going to select this ellipse 2, the one on top, and I'm going to change the fill to black. Let's go back to ellipse 1. Come over to effects. We're going to add an effect. In the drop down, select layer blur. We're going to change the blur to 120. So we want it to have this sort of underglow beneath the other circle. Next up is going to be our text. So I'm going to click on T so that I can insert my text. We're going to type in loading, all caps. So I'm going to type loading. And I'm just going to change the I was wondering why it was white and I couldn't see it. Mine wasn't on top, so I've just brought it to the front. We're going to change typography. Change the font to Montserrat. And I'm going to change the size to 38. And highline height is going to be 44. And you're also going to align it to the center of our frame. And we have our first screen. So now we can reuse this to create our other loading screens. So I'm going to hold Alt and Shift and create another copy of this. Now I'm just going to select anything. Now select ellipse 1. That's the one with the color. So the one we're seeing sort of a glue of it. Select that one. Hold Alt and Shift. We want to increase it without moving the circle. So we don't have to realign it. Alt and Shift. And then drag till the dimensions of your circle is 260 by 260. I'm going to zoom out and we're going to have this. So we'll have it shrink and grow. So that's it. We're now going to reuse this. I'm going to select this, or you could just use this one. Let's just reuse it so it doesn't get too confusing. We're going to reuse this one. I'm going to select this and then use the same thing, Alt and Shift, and just reduce it to its back to 210. If you don't want to get confused, you can reuse this one, but I'm just going to reuse it. So I will just go from left to right. Select the entire frame so we can grab the column. I'm going to go over to my notes, grab the second color, and then paste. Let's create a copy of this. I'm going to select ellipse 1, hold Alt and Shift, increase till it's 200. Dimensions is 260 by 260. And yeah, let's now create another copy of this one. I'm going to come back and just hold Alt and Shift and reduce it back. Just use the this black circle as a guide. Let me change the color of it. We're going to use the third color. I'm going to copy it over in fill, change the color, create another copy of this, and I'm going to select ellipse 1, hold Alt and Shift, increase to your dimensions is 260 by 260. Let me get closer just to make it easier. All right, we're done with the third one. Let's create another copy. And once again, select this and just reduce. Use the other circle in front as a guide. I'm going to change the fill of the color of the circle to this color. Keep your eyes on the dimensions here, and then I'm just going to create a copy of this frame, and I'm going to simply select anything, then select ellipse 1, and then keeping my eyes on the dimensions tab, I'm going to increase it till it's 260. Dimensions is 260 by 260. Going to copy another one, reduce this. Let's grab the final color, copy, and let me change the fill. And then I'm going to create a copy of this. Select anything, so I can just select ellipse 1, and then Alt and Shift, increase till it's 260 by 260, and then I'm going to zoom out. And now we have our all of the components we're going to need to create our loading screen. I'm going to select all of these frames, go over to frame, and we are going to create component sets. Go over to prototype. I'm going to select this. So I'm going to connect this to trigger is going to be after delay. Delay is going to be 1 millisecond. Action stays the same. Animation is smart animate. Easing is linear, and duration is 1200. Now, for the when we're going from large circle to smaller circle, we're going to double the duration. So it's going to take a bit more time when it's shrinking than when it's growing. So I'm going to connect these two. Trigger is going to be after delay. Delay is 1 millisecond. This time duration is going to be 2400 millisecond. I'm going to come to this one. I'm going to connect these two. Trigger is going to be after delay. Delay is 1 millisecond, and duration this time is going to be 1200 milliseconds. So this time we're going from larger to smaller, so we are going to increase the duration. So I'm just going to connect these two. Delay is going to be 1 millisecond, and duration is going to be 2400. Let me come over here, connect these two. Trigger is after delay. Delay is 1 millisecond, and duration is 1200 milliseconds. I'm going to come to the next one. Trigger is going to be after delay. Delay is 1 millisecond, and duration is going to be 2400. Let me move on to the next one. I'm going to connect these two. Trigger is going to be after delay. Delay is 1 millisecond, and this time duration is going to be 1200 milliseconds. Next up is this. Connect this to. Trigger is after delay. Delay is 1 millisecond, and duration is 2400. Oops. 2400. Going to connect this to. This time is going to be, the duration is going to be 1200. I'm going to zoom out. Now we're going to connect this last one back to the first one like this. So trigger is after delay. Delay is 1 millisecond, and duration is 2400. All right, we are done with our prototype. Now let's grab a frame. So I'm just going to click on F so I can use one of our presets again. We're going to select the iPhone 16 and 17 Pro Max, which is the same size of the frame we're already using. I'm going to grab a copy of this and then bring it into our frame. I just want to make sure it's aligned properly. Okay, now we can look at our animation in the prototype tab. So this is what our animation looks like. So it's just going to load, and every time it grows and it shrinks, it's also going to change color. You can use one color if you want. You can use just two colors. Maybe you want it to go between two different colors and things like that. Maybe try different color schemes, or maybe try increasing or decreasing the size of the blur or the circles or whatever. But anyway, that is it for this loading screen. If you enjoyed this video and you want to watch longer or similar content to this, where you want to create maybe longer content, or you want to try different things in UI UX design, you can either click on the video on screen right now or check out the description box below for links to longer videos or courses. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.